Race 5 on the card, it's due to go off at 5-3 over 1600 meters. It's a merit rated 80 handicap and it gets a second jackpot underway. It does look to be a competitive race with a few runners in good form, horses dropping in the ratings and horses that have better draws now. But before we discuss the race, let's have a look at Mr. Pigal's last run when he finished third behind Born to Perform, and we have two interviews lined up from Peter Muscat and Paul Lafferty.
Moves in, love the view. Born to Perform's trying to put it together. Mr. Pigal's on the outside. Coming to the 200, Lucky Dancer now takes it up. Born to Perform. Mr. Pigal's running on from behind. Born to Perform, the leader. Running on from behind is Mr. Pigal. It's Born to Perform. Mr. Pigal, time taker. Born to Perform's clinging to the leader and won it. Seconds very close. Karoo Lark, Mr. Pigal, and then time taker.
Mr. Pigal has been plagued by deep draws for quite some time, and it's the first time he's actually come into a good draw. He made up a lot of ground when he won on the poly. He made up a lot of ground at his last start, so he should get a nice cushy run round from the 2 draw, which obviously he won't be giving up too much ground turning in, and I think he's a runner.
Yeah, good second, tougher call I feel. Going against the boys, it's a tougher race, but the horse has improved, and Keegan de Miller had said to me that we should run it over the mile, which we're doing. With a bit of luck, could be in the money again.
Warren, this does look to be a competitive field, but I'm excited to see how it goes, and I think I may have found a nice value play in the form of Farland. But what's your take on this race?
Top of my computer form, I've written very competitive. You've got a horse like Bugsy Malone that's going for the hat-trick and can achieve it. Mr. Pigal, who kicked on powerfully last time. I agree with Peter Muscat. He's drawn beautifully. He'd have a lovely, cosy, cushy run in transit. So Mr. Pigal, a big runner. I didn't quite like Farland, but I'm going to let you talk about him in a moment. And certainly after you've made a case for him, I will like him. Banzai Pipeline's also going for the hat-trick. Master of Destiny's consistent, ultra consistent, deserves his next win. Morse is not really one for my shortlist. Lady Serena, the filly against the boys will be difficult. Naval Secret, solid form, consistent, never knows how to run a bad race. He's never won on the turf. That does worry me a little. Great Affairs doing well, so is Gentleman's Way. So a competitive race. To answer your question, my narrow first choice is Mr. Pigal from a horse like Naval Secret. But tell us why you like Farland, and if you like him, I'll certainly include him in my play.
Well, if we have a look at Farland, he's dropping nicely in the ratings. Last time out, he was an 82, and he ran on nicely to finish 3 lengths beaten by Quasi For Sure, who does look to be a really nice horse in the making. He's now on a mark of 80. He carries 60 on his back, unlike last time where he had to carry 62. He's neatly drawn in gate 3. He has his second run after rest, so he's going to strip a much fitter horse. He steps up in trip to the 1600 meters. He has no issue with the distance. Course and distance read 5 runs, 1 win, 1 fourth. Sherman Brown rides him once again, and I feel that Farland could be a nice lurker in this race. You should get some nice value around 16, 20 to 1 in the market. So definitely a horse, I think, worth an each way play in this lineup. Master of Destiny, ultra consistent sort. I've made him a suggested place accumulator banker. He's just knocking on the door so loudly, and it would be no surprise if he were to win his third race. Dennis Dry and Sean Veal are starting to have their fair share of winners, so Master of Destiny is a horse that's going to be right there at the finish. Naval Secret, since his return to KZN, he's won twice, run third twice, and run fourth twice. He's ultra consistent, as you mentioned. He hasn't won on turf, which might be a slight negative, and he's drawn in gate 8, so he's probably going to have to run on at the business end, but he runs on really strongly, and definitely a horse that I think that you got to include into your play. Mr. Pigal, I agree with you. He's in good form, and I think being better drawn, he's going to run a massive race. And for me, the horses that I would possibly play into the first leg of the jackpot would be the likes of Master of Destiny, Mr. Pigal, Farland, and Naval Secret. But for you, Warren, what would be your sort of numbers to include in the jackpot?
Yeah, it's as we always say, it's structure. But I'll give you my numbers. 1 Bugsy Malone, 2 Mr. Pigalle, 4 Banzai Pipeline, 5 Master of Destiny, 8 Naval Secret. I'm going to go with those 5 horses, 5 of the 10, so half the field. I'm not going to include Farland in the jackpot. I'm going to certainly include Farland in my swingers and in my trifectas and quartets. But that's what it's all about, difference of opinion, difference of selections. And at the end of the day, it's all up to the punter to make the final call.
My name is Beston. I live in Cape Town. Also, I do delivery. Interbet helped me to realize my dreams. Now I have my own delivery vehicle and I'm able